Are you in a need for a promotion? Be more assertive. Has your relationship gone south? Be more assertive. Is it true? Yes. Is it easy? Hell no. You're either brushed off or you're just gonna go unnoticed. You managed to rub people in the wrong way. How can you change that? This is how to be assertive without being a jerk. Or simply, it's the art of imposing your will without being confrontational. Let's go. First things first, I want to talk about the 3 C's. Being assertive means 3 C's, which is number 1, confidence. You believe in your message. Number 2, clarity. Your message is clear. And number 3, control. You deliver it in a calm and controlled way. Those are the 3 C's: confidence, clarity, and control. You want to reiterate it when a confrontation gets derailed. It will help you focus and grab control of the conversation. It's the 3 C's. Next, the physicals. You want to do this right because they can make or break any conversation that you have with another person. First important thing is you make eye contact. When I make eye contact, I look at the person on their eyebrows, in the middle of their eyebrow. You know the separation here. I'm not talking about Anthony Davis because, he has a unibrow, but I look at the person in the middle of their eyebrows because you're looking them straight in the eye, or as they think you are. Number 2, you make body language congruent, meaning you align your body language towards them, not away from them or not too forward to them because it feels like, you're being confrontational. And you add appropriate gestures. That's why your hands need to be free-flowing. If you're dishing out something, you're doing a signal that you're giving it to them. And if you want to get something for them, you pull him to the side and bring it closer to you. And next thing is you want to keep your voice relaxed. You don't want to raise your voice. What you want to do is you want to raise the level of your argument. Two completely different things. People, usually, when they're mad, they raise their voice to get their point out. They shout or their tone changes a little bit when they want to make a point. Rather than that, you want to have a clearer and better argument instead. The first 2 are the fundamental aspects, making eye contact and having good body language. Let's build upon those 2. Third one, stick to I statements, not third-party statements or other people's statements, because you're talking about yourself and how you feel. Keep your statements focused on your thoughts and your emotions only. Stick with the I statements. I think this is a new approach that will work. Or stay clear of things that accuse other people with you. You think that it's a right thing to do. No, you want to avoid saying you never appreciate my hard work. If you're going to talk about that to your boss, it's going to come off in a bad way. It's as simple as that. Stick with talking about I statements instead of you statements because you don't want to put words into other people's mouth. Stick to I statements. Fourth, use emphatic verbs. What are emphatic verbs? You don't sugarcoat your message. Let's just get that out of the way. So you use definite and emphatic words like will instead of could or should. Using the word want instead of need. Add your own reason after a because. I want to do this because yada yada yada. Do that and your success rate will increase dramatically from about 50% to about 90% by just using emphatic words instead. Remember, use will instead of could or should, or use want instead of need. Next one is let's stick to the facts, not opinion. You want to talk about facts, not how you see or just your opinion. You want to change a behavior in someone, just stick to the facts and what everyone sees. Describe what they did and what you didn't like about that person. Don't exaggerate. Exaggeration will lead to violence. You want to stay as honest as you can. Don't exaggerate. Stay clear of adjectives and judgments. So stay honest as much as you can. Why? Because you don't want to make accusations or try to make another person guilty. Making another person guilty is the wrong way to have a decent conversation with someone because you're trying to control too much of the narrative. Fifth, stick to your facts. Number 6, don't treat them as your enemy. Treat them something else. Let me explain. Conflicts of opinion will always happen. Confrontations are important. Arguments are okay, but disrespect will never be something two people talking should never accept. That doesn't make them your enemy. Be respectful and hear them out. Don't interrupt a person when they're talking about something and take a problem-solving approach to every conflict there is. You want to keep the dialogue open as much as you can until the issue gets resolved. That's why communication is a great thing. There was a time wherein, I had trouble communicating with my partner, and the most important thing that we changed is that we were more open to conversations. We're more open to conversations that are uncomfortable to us. So that made us comfortable to say things to each other that were difficult to talk to before. And And now it's not just, brushing off things, but confronting them as it is. Number 6, don't treat them as your enemy. And by the way, if you're liking this episode right now, subscribe to the channel would be jolly. Number 7, don't expect others to play by the rules. There are no rules, really. These things that I'm saying are just guides. You can only control yourself and your own behavior. You can control how people will react to you or say things to you because you own their mind. Throw false expectations out of the window if you can. Do your best to stay calm and measured as much as you can. Control your emotions. As long as you can, you are being respectful. You have the right to say or do whatever you want. Don't expect others to play by the rules. Number 8, learn how to soak up feedback, regardless if it's good or bad. Feedback can be harsh, unconstructive, unhelpful, subjective, and worse, very hurtful. Facts of life. People can say you're ugly, you're fat, you're dumb as hell, but still feedback. But bear it with absolute grace and humility. I know it's a hard thing to do, but every time someone comes to you at an attacking mode, we come off as defensive and we do things in our defense. It's just human nature. But bear it with grace and humility. Be the bigger person. Don't let those words get under your skin. Remember, words can only hurt you if you let them. Instead, try to find nuggets of truth within it, and it will make you more confident, and yet it's gonna keep you grounded more. Number 8, soak up the feedback, regardless if it's constructive, good or bad, harsh, unhelpful, subjective, or hurtful. Number 9, important thing, never get carried away. Why? Because sometimes it's best not to say anything. The best response sometimes is just nothing. You might be too emotional or you might not have clarity during that time when someone is trying to be confrontational to you. But buy yourself some time to compose your thoughts. Whenever I get a bad email, I have the feel or need, or like a text message, I have a feel or need to respond to it right away within the first 3 minutes or so. Well, in fact, all I have to do is just take a step back, put my phone away, put my computer away, and just walk away, and then go back to it an hour after. And my tonality actually changes from there. Buying yourself some time to compose your thoughts will make you have better instincts on what you actually need to do. So you trust your instinct. If something doesn't feel right, don't say okay out of habit. Saying yes to everything becomes a habit, and in turn, when you want to say no, it's not okay, you cannot do it anymore because it's your habit to say okay. All right, right? Again, like we always say, you are what you tolerate. And if you can tolerate things that are not good in the long run, then it's gonna go haywire. Number 10, say no. And it's conjunction with what I said earlier in number 9, which is saying no. You can't stop people from asking favors, asking things from you, but you can always say no. It doesn't mean that you're being rude or disrespectful. Saying no is like a pushback. Make a logical decision. Is your belief reasonable? Has it ever happened before? Or are you okay with the consequences that it brings? If you are, then say no. If you're not, make the choice to say yes. Life is just an answer of being yes, I'm okay with it, or no, I'm not okay with it. There's no maybe or whatever. That puts your mind in limbo when you say, okay, yeah, whatever, because it's not definitive. It's not a yes or a no. For me, it's either you fail or you succeed. And when you fail, that's when the learning comes. Same thing with this. It's just answering with a yes or a no. There's no maybe. Like when someone asks you, do you love me? Maybe. It's not a definite answer. It's either yes or no. That's just it. And lastly, be present in that moment. If you're having conversation, be present in that very moment because that's important. That's the only thing you can give to that person is your current time. Stay rooted in the present. Give your complete attention to what the other person is saying. Put your phone away, put whatever thing that you're doing, you're reading, you're writing, whatever it is. Give your complete attention to what they are saying, not the issues that you had with them in the past. If you take only one thing from this, I want it to be this. It alone will help you become more assertive. And that's why this is what I call being assertive without being a jerk, right? It's a topic. Again, just to recap, the fundamentals, the 3 C's and the physicals, stick to I statements, use emphatic verbs, stick to the facts, don't treat them as your enemy, don't expect them to play by the rules, soak up the feedback, don't get carried away, say no, and be present. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you again in the next episode.